Mmm. Sounds so good, bro.
What you said, babe?
No.
What you say? I see someone trying to drink their wine. What did they
Yeah, I
think?
drank the wine last night.
You enjoyed it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, welcome, welcome on in. Welcome, welcome on in. What it is? What's up? Got this sandwich in the cup. What it is? What's up? Got this sandwich in the cup. Yeah.
Nuts.
Buzzing. No. We're about to get started. Not right now. I'm about to finish these last 3 bites of the sandwich, but to make my sub juicy, but without the mayonnaise and mustard, bruh, I ain't even gonna lie. That's just an oily and vinegary sub. I can't even talk right or make my. But yeah, man, I love a nice homemade sandwich. I ain't gonna lie, cause back in Charlotte, we don't really got Publix, and maybe they gonna move on that now, but niggas ain't grow up on Publix. So when I came down to Florida, it was like a surprise that everybody talking about Publix this, Publix that, and I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? You never had a Publix sub? Nah, I mean I had Subway if that's it's nothing to like. Nah, Subway trash, bro. You gotta eat Publix sub. You gotta. So I finally tried it, and I ain't even gonna lie, but find you somebody with food stamps. That junk addicting, bro. They be buying a sub down there every week, down there every week. But while I was living in Gainesville, and I was mad close to Publix, I just decided to, man, let me see if it's let me see compared to the lunch meat alone, and then the sub. Let me see how much I'm saving. And bro, you get you a quarter pound of meat, half a pound of meat, and you don't even break $10. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you get you a pound, depending on the meat, it's 10 and some change, 11, 12, 13. I ain't never spent more than 13 on no meat though, and I don't even eat it all. So you're gonna end up wasting it if you get a pound, unless you got a big family or whatever. Cause you by yourself, unless you eating sandwiches every day, all day, bro, you not finna eat that whole pound of meat. So I advise y'all boys stop buying subs altogether. Well, I should say not altogether. Do your sub or whatever, whatever. But save money, bro, and buy you the sub. Save money, bro, and buy you some sub meat. Like, um, you go in there and get your condiments. You go in there and get the submarine dressing that they got. If you want it, you go in there and get you some red wine vinegar, some apple cider, some white wine vinegar. I mean, white vinegar, and different stuff like that, man. And bust down. You feel me? Get you some fresh bread. I believe Publix make the bread fresh on a daily, don't they? If I'm not mistaken. Buying all that type of stuff, and then I would go and get my fruits and veggies, and my fruits and veggies and stuff ain't gonna come up to no more than what $25. So I do that, especially when we went to Lee's Market, South Daytona, Lee's Market. Anybody on Bevel? They straight now. They straight. I ain't buying watermelon from nowhere that ain't got no seeds in them. Even though I wanted to taste the yellow watermelon, I ain't gonna lie. We had a watermelon man come through the hood when I was there. He was saying 6 for watermelon, 10 for the big ones, and I'm like, what's up with the seeds? And he like, all right, I got you 8 bucks for it. And I'm like, okay. What's your cash app, E? Man, oh, well, I ain't got cash app, young. I sit here and wait. You gonna get it? And I'm like, yeah, I go get it. Now walking to the car, I'm like, nah, I ain't. Nah, I don't feel like it. Cause it ain't even like I'm going straight home right now. I'm finna go and chill a little bit more and do whatever. I don't want no hot watermelon sitting in the sun. And plus, I ain't even know it's a dude that be posted on Mason. It's a dude that be Mason by Clyde Morris. He just be selling watermelons like and all kind of stuff. And this dude had all kind of peaches, tomato, fat, juicy red tomatoes, and all that. But I'm like, man, I don't know if he the trusted one, cause once I hear certain people talking about it, then I go get it. But then if you ain't got nobody talking about it, you just really taking a chance. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I guess I can mention it. What's some of my favorite places to eat? I was gonna say when I do eat out, which is rare, cause I ain't, you know what I'm saying, unless you find a good place like Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen. Damn, I can't speak. Excuse me. Cheddar Scratch Kitchen is fire, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like Cheddar Scratch Kitchen is it. It's definitely one of them places that you could we brought our newborn. He was like what 6 7 months. Granted, we put him to sleep type stuff like feeding him up until that time, and then he ready to be knocked out while we can enjoy our time, spend some mommy and daddy time, spend some husband and wife, some time alone, and just vibing. Cause you need that, especially if you have a child and all of that. Like, make an effort to stay there. Make an effort to understand what she doing, where she coming from, and that she may not like nothing at this point. The only thing she knows she love is the baby. She might not like your smell at times. And understand that. That's a feeling that she trying to work through as well while explaining it to you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black fathers, we gotta pass that on to our children and our sons and daughters to really know what PPD is, postpartum depression, and know what to expect after you having your baby. I actually have a couple of people that I want to get on the podcast. This girl who started her own, but she's married and just had a baby, maybe a few years back. So hopefully they respond. My Instagram notifications is actually going up right now, but I ain't gonna check my phone. Matter of fact, let me see if she responded while we're on the podcast, so then we can confirm it and talk about it. Nope, just a bunch of likes on my reels and stuff like that. Follow Spill Talks podcast on Instagram, Spill Talks Live on Twitter. You can Google Spill Talks podcast anywhere else, and you can find it. You can Google it and find it anywhere else. But you can search on Spotify, SoundCloud, Breaker Radio. You can search on Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. Let's hop right in the news. Let's hop right into the news. It says rescuers have discovered the body of a missing hiker from the rugged Montana mountains, nearly 2 months after she set out on a solo trip and never returned, officials said Sunday. Tatum Morrell, 23, was discovered on Saturday after some climbers found her body near a gully near the Whitetail Peak. Believed that she was climbing the 12,500 foot tall Whitetail Peak when she was caught in a rock slide and suffered fatal injuries. After almost 2 months of extensive search efforts, we are relieved to say that she is able to return to her family. Finding Tatum surpassed anything I've seen in my 17 years with search and rescue operation. Yeah, man. 17 years in search and rescue operations. And about her being rescued, I guess 2 months it's probably a long time as a parent, as a best friend, or somebody who's waiting. But actively searching and different things like that, I guess from his 17-year experience, he's saying like, hey, man, y'all found her in 2 months. Be grateful because, at that point, her skin probably still intact. You could recognize her body and different things like that. You don't got to run DNA on the bones and, different things that they use to identify the bodies. and stuff like that, she was still recognizable. Her family said that she was fiercely independent and an adventurous soul who loved the mountains. And they found some peace in knowing that she passed in a place that she loved. So that's something light that we could take away from this story. That her family knows where she is, for one. Her people know where she is. She wasn't brutally murdered or, you know, dismembered, raped, none of that type of stuff. And she died doing something that she loved, which anybody who rock climb or skydive or do some extreme sport, you pretty much accept what's coming with it. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what's coming with it, so you accept the consequences. And that's like playing sports, bro. Like, especially nowadays, like you got to know that signing your kid up for sports and stuff like that could possibly mess them up in the long run. Like, with the knees, the joints, and stuff like that. And then you got CTS. I'm finna say CTE. That's Jeezy. But yeah, CTS and the brain, different brain patterns and stuff that that definitely alarm doctors and tell football players to take a seat early, man, because you mess up yourself, you mess up your spine, and boxing, where we all seen what happened to Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? So, a teen's body was found in the bed of a pickup truck. The police say a 17-year-old boy drove in a high-speed chase. So the body was found in his truck. I don't know, man. Authorities say a 17-year-old boy led the police on a high-speed chase Friday with the body of a dead teen in the bed of his pickup truck, which is probably why he ran. The chase was apparently prompted by reports of a shooting in Florida's Palm Beach County on a Friday night. The Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office tweeted that it had received a call that night from someone who reported witnessing a shooting. It said the shooter and the second person were trying to drag the victim's body into a canal, but before deputies could respond to the scene, the two had instead put the body in the back of a Ford F-150 pickup truck and fled the scene. They tracked the vehicle down sometime after sparking a chase, and after speeding on I-95 northbound for about 50 miles, deputies conducted a pit maneuver to stop the vehicle. It's like infrared, but you can't really see that, but that's what a guy. Both of the suspects were taken into custody, and the deceased victim's body was located in the bed of the truck. That's what both suspects were taken into custody, and they found the body. That's what the sheriff said in his tweet. But the victim has not been identified yet. Officials in the Martin County, where the chase ended, identified the driver as Carlos Castaneda, 17. He'd been charged with fleeing and eluding in Martin County. And yeah, man, I don't know. Don't do the crime, you can't do the time, for sure. And that's with most crimes, you know what I'm saying? Because you got drug dealers out here that's just trying to make a living. And so I ain't talking about them. But I'm talking about these other crazy mugs that, yeah. Gainesville, Florida, man. It was a slow night at the Wahoo Seafood Grill when a man accompanied his wife and child walked into the restaurant. There were only 10 employees working Tuesday night. Only 2 tables had customers. Seeing the employees bustling about as they ran the restaurant, the mystery man called them all together, thanking them for their hard work. Bryce Daniels, a cook at Wahoo, said as soon as the man began his speech, they knew that something interesting was going to happen. The mystery man then went to pay his family's $144 bill and decided to leave the employees with a $10,000 tip to split between the 10 staff members. Each of them went home with $1,000, just about a smidge under a 700% tip per. Whatever the hell that means. I don't know what that means. Some bartenders or some, waiters and servers and stuff chime in YouTube comments. Sean Shepard, who owns Wahoo, said he received a phone call around 9:15 p.m. alerting him to the huge tip. His first thought was that This couldn't be real. Of course. Check his ID and the name on the back of his credit card, Shepard advised his employees. The transaction, and he was blown away. He checked back the next day to make sure the money was still there, and it was. Watching these guys get that check was almost as good as Christmas morning, Shepard said. Yeah. We got another dude at Naples who left a $10,000 tip there as well. It said last week, a day before Governor Ron DeSantis forced dining rooms statewide to close, the mystery skillet's regular handed a stack of cash to the manager at the store in the pavilion on Vanderbilt Beach Road, $10,000 in cash to be exact. We don't know who he was yet. I'm trying to figure it out, Edlin said. It's funny because we have regulars who have been coming in forever and they're our friends, but we don't always know their names. We know their faces, their orders, their favorite tables, but we do not know exactly who they are. The 20 staff members at the Pavilion restaurant split the $10,000 tip, pocketing $500 each. Florida man gets life for beating grandmother and aunt to death with a hammer. Look at this dude's face. What you think it was over? Drugs. Marty Connell, Brevard County, a man who beat his grandmother and aunt to death with a hammer in 2017 has been sentenced to life in prison for both murders. Marty Connell, 45, killed his grandmother, Maxine Mills, 84, and his aunt, Holly Crossman, 61, on April 7th, 2017. Man, that's that's the day before my birthday, April 7th. It happened April 7th, 2017, at a home on Eucalyptus Place in Cocoa. After the fatal hammer attack, he called 911 to confess. Connell, who was homeless, said he went to the home to take a shower, the same as he did every week. He said at the same time he didn't know why he killed them. Excuse me? Oh no, man. Connell was facing the death penalty but was ultimately sentenced to life in prison on 2 counts of first-degree murder. Wow. Crazy, man. We're not a Florida man anymore, but we're on Florida mom. She crushed her special needs daughter's River in the hospital bed, killing her. This was in Pensacola, close up by Gainesville. It says a 34-year-old mother was arrested after police say she killed her special needs 14-year-old daughter while the teenager was in the hospital. Pensacola Police Department Chief Eric Randall and a representative from the state's attorney office spoke at a press conference Tuesday regarding her arrest. Randall said Singletary was a special needs patient with neuromuscular disorder. For anybody who knows what that is, we can Google. Matter of fact, let's look that up. She had a neuromuscular disorder. It says neuromuscular disorders include a wide range of diseases affecting the peripheral nervous system, which consists of all the motor and sensory nerves that connect the brain and spinal cord to the rest of the body. Progressive muscle weakness is the predominant condition of these disorders. So, I'm kind of sum up what I read. Her body doesn't function in a normal way that ours do, to where we can do something. And I mean, nobody experiences it, but her body definitely has trouble sending that signal from her brain to her motory and sensory, motor, moving, sensory, touch, feel, sight, all of that type of stuff. She got trouble doing those things. And a predominant condition of the neuromuscular disease that she has is that her muscles and different things continue to deteriorate. That's horrible, man. She's dead now, and her mother is definitely gonna pay the consequence. On July 13th, Singletary was reportedly in a hospital room with Bortle, her mother, and her grandmother. According to Randall, the teen unexpectedly lost consciousness and stopped breathing. Hospital staff attempted life-saving measures on the 14-year-old, but she died. The chief said in his press conference that the autopsy included Singletary suffered massive injuries, which were reportedly not present when she was admitted to the hospital. The medical examiner reportedly found the injuries were so severe that Jasmine would have died only minutes after receiving them, and concluded that they had to have occurred while she was confined to her hospital bed. He also said after several interviews and investigative measures, they obtained a arrest warrant for Bortle, her mother, on Friday. She was charged with manslaughter, which carries a maximum of 15 years in state prison. Ware says Bortle told police she slammed the hospital table into Singletary's abdomen and then leaned onto the table with her weight. The Pensacola News Journal reports Singletary's liver was crushed and ripped open as a result. Bortle's arrest report says Singletary's injuries were similar to those found of traffic crash victims. She's in Escambia County Jail, and her bond was set at $500,000. That's, bro, that's sick, man. That's sick. That's super sick. I don't even know what to say about that, bro. You literally just slaughtered your own daughter. Years, that ain't enough. I don't think. If she died on the spot, I know she felt that, and I know she suffered for some seconds of the trauma of being killed and her body and not knowing what's wrong, but her body just shutting down automatically when something like that happens. And then the trauma of it being your own parent and you in the room with your parent and your grandmother. Why did the grandmother say anything? All right, well, grandma, come here. Slap them cuffs on her too, cause what? That's, come on, bro. You know what's going on. You not see now unless she is. Maybe they neglected to mention that the grandmother got something going on to where she can't even recall or nothing. Her medication or whatever. I don't know. All I know is grandma was in the room, so she need to be charged too. Ain't no telling. They probably mistreated that girl a few times. The Volusia County School District is investigating how a 27-year-old man. Oh no, I pulled this story up because this same dude. Oh man, that's about the dude who killed the police officer. I actually had to sit and wait. I watched the funeral. Watched his thing go by. Yeah. How they how they have the how they had the funeral lines. I was wondering, did they still have them? I ain't seen them in a while, but they definitely still had the funeral lines where they line up, and then you got police escorts and all of that type of stuff. So definitely witnessed that, and I'm like, dang, what happened? And then my cousin was like, he put me on and let me know that it was over, the dude Wallace killing the officer and everything like that. And the dude's still alive, man. They finna mistreat this dude. They finna beat him senseless. Yeah, but this dude right here, man, it says family believes man beat aunt to death, torched house because she asked him to move out. DeAndre Anderson, 33, of Daytona Beach, appeared before a judge Monday on a charge of first-degree murder. He's accused of killing an elderly woman whose body was found inside a burning home on Cannon Street. I got an auntie on Cannon Street. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when I seen it, I had to read into it and stuff like that. Even the name, on Tuesday, that woman was identified as 70-year-old Viola Miller. Now, I won't say I know all my family and whatever, so I might have another one. I pray to God I don't. I pray to God I don't come back and be like, yeah, y'all remember? That was my people's. Like, I pray I don't. But Cannon Street, the last name Miller and stuff like that, it definitely is hitting home. But I do not remember having any family member named Viola. And this dude don't look like my cousin at all. But I don't know, man. Rest in peace to his. Condolences to his family. It said Anderson was ordered hold on no bond. But when the judge said he was entitled to a bond hearing, there was an outburst from the niece of the victim. Don't ever give him a bond. He don't deserve a bond. He beat his auntie, the woman screamed. Her body was discovered after police got a 911 call reporting Anderson had been seen beating the victim. So what the niece said was true, according to eyewitnesses. And when the police arrived, they found the victim's body in victim's house in flames and the victim's body inside. Anderson was taken into custody shortly afterwards, and family members tell the news that the victim and Anderson's mother lived together, and Anderson was staying with them. Anderson could do anything so horrific to a woman that basically helped raise them. Who takes someone's life that raised you? What type of person is that? That's a devil, Bree Lewis, the victim niece, said. Yeah, man, this dude is a monster. Most likely never getting out of prison. Most likely, when they find out what he in there for, he gonna definitely have some. It's gonna be some repercussions and consequences. People without their parents, is people without their mothers, and all of that type of stuff, and messed up, and wish they could just talk to their mother once again, or see their mother, or hug their mother once more, bruh. And niggas gonna take their anger out on you. You feel me? And you did that. That's weird. Yeah, but this same man, back in September 2015, when he was 27 years old, wound up on a school bus, boarded the bus at North Ridgewood Avenue in North Street, and rode to school with 52 students. When the bus stopped, he walked to a nearby McDonald's where he invited a female student back to his house to play video games. When the student refused, Anderson stated to her that he would have to blow up the school. Anderson then entered the school at the west entrance nearest to McDonald's before being stopped by school officials. It says the district is unsure how the man got on the bus and wants to make sure it does not happen again. The bus driver has been taken off the road pending the outcome of the investigation. Get it? Like, really though, how the heck this man just get on there? No students notice, no none of that. Like, that's crazy. Suppose the bus driver was like what, some little old woman or something like that, because we done definitely had them. Old white woman, they ain't finna say nothing. They finna say something, but most likely they ain't finna do nothing. I'm from Charlotte, bro. I went to school with dudes at 13 and didn't care about none of the consequences. So they ain't care. They like, now what you gonna do with them? Jump in their face or what? Can't call the police? All you gotta do is write them up, and hopefully something happens. But they end up just leaving them boys alone, so they just stay out there, line of fire, trying to get them in trouble and stuff like that. And now they cursing them out, calling them all kind of names. So they stay clear, bro, and they mind their business. So I don't think a gun or a taser or none of that is necessary. But they're definitely like this, like how the city bus have it or whatever, like they have it on those buses in Volusia County. Like, they just need to tighten up and make sure ain't no spares, ain't no doing nothing like that. But that was 6 years ago. That dude is troubled, bruh. He troubled. And you think it's okay to sleep with a minor or something, bruh? That's a demon, bruh. Like, you got bad spirits on you in your head or whatever, bruh. You need God. You need God to deliver you from that lustful spirit. And then you lusting after a child? Come on, bruh. Like, that's weird. That's weird. At this point, you was 27. You telling some high school. At the oldest, they 19. But I doubt it. You talking to a bunch of 17, 18-year-olds. You got them on about 10 years, bruh. You 10 years they senior. Ain't living the way they living. Ain't going to school they going. Don't know what the music they talking about. Don't know nothing they talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like me, my little brother 17. I don't know what the hell he be talking about sometimes. Like, and I'm on the internet. I'm more of it on the internet than I know this nigga is. And he was in 2015 when he was 27. I'm 29 now. It's like, I'm on the internet, bruh. Like, I'm on it. I'm 90s, baby. Like, we on the internet still and all of that. But we still don't get what these kids be doing and where these dances come from or none of that. Like, we know how to do the dances. We know how to, you know what I'm saying? Like, we know how to, you know what I'm saying? We're not in tune with what's going on, bruh. So the conversation is just gonna be different. Little girls, you want a little girl, bruh? I ain't talking about 4 and 5. That's sick too, but I'm talking about you want a 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 17-year-old and stuff like that. They sitting up there giggling in the corner. Like, come on, bruh. You ever been around the young girls? Even seeing a girl and you like, dang, who that? And then you peep for a second or even talk to her for a second or whatever. And if they don't look like it, most likely they acting like they ain't whatever age you think they is. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you in the messing with the ratchets be 30 something, 21, all that type of stuff, and still act a little young. But you could tell because you could look at their bodies, you could tell like, okay, even though you act like you still in that realm and on the fighting and on the not putting up and not saving for your kids, not in taking care of your peoples or whatever, whatever. I ain't messing with no girls like that anyway. But you could tell the difference between them and these doggone 16, 17-year-old, whatever, whatever, high school students. You's a weirdo, bruh. And clearly he has something wrong with him. He gonna, like the niece said, how could you? How could you do that? Like, you a demon, bruh. That's the devil, bruh. You beat this woman. She nearly raised you. Come on, man. I done stopped fights and beating the dude. And it ain't no point, bro. What's the point of you just pummeling somebody? Unless he really did something like that, then you pummel. But other than that, I'ma stop, bro. Like, okay, this ain't that bad. This ain't that. I ain't this upset to just beat you and beat you and beat you. Especially, what if something happened? Nah, that's a manslaughter charge. Now that's a aggravated assault charge. Now that's battery. Now that's attempted murder. Now that's murder. You know what I'm saying? Free Keith, man, he got double murder on his belt, man. And his conspiracy charge don't start until 2032. You know what I'm saying? Young dudes got to think. I bet if my dog Keith, because he was 13 at the time, I was 16, one of my little dudes. And I bet, like his nickname Monster in the can, bruh. Like, that's one of his nicknames. Nightmare and Monster. For real, for real. And I bet, man, if he could take it back or whatever, he'd take it back, bruh. I'm pretty sure he'd take it back and try to stay in the basketball or try to be in the football or try to be into something, bruh. Like, life's so doggone short and it happened in the blink of an eye. Blink of an eye, fight turned into something else, and now you know what I'm saying? I remember when I was like 14 in Charlotte, and I heard something about these after the football game, these kids had jumped this old man, and the old man ended up dying, and now you got a bunch of teenagers being investigated for murder, bro. Like, that's a real life story that happened. I ended up going to West Charlotte for 1.5 years, 2 years. Went to East Meck for the other two. No. I went to East Meck for 2 years. Went to West Charlotte for 1 year in my second year, but then transferred to East Meck way in the beginning. So that's why I can consider 2 years at East Meck. And then I came down here to Florida and went to Mainland for 1 year. And so, yeah, on Florida, we had 7 periods. Like, bro, when I tell you the class over before you even realize it, you like, dang, bro, I was having fun in the class. Yep. And 45 minutes that went by like that. Now you're on to the next class. Like, it was sweet compared to Charlotte, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you, sweet compared to North Carolina. Like, and plus the grading levels is a little like 70. I think 79. You got a D in Charlotte. Yeah, 79 D. 80 is a C. So 79 to 70, you got a D. 69, that shows you got an F. You know in Florida is 69, you got a D. Like 59 is a F. Like, nigga, what the heck? Nigga be, yeah, you got straight A's. I bet I do. I'm not even trying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't even, and I blame the school system because they don't care, bro. They don't care about who passing the FCAT. They don't care about who doing none of that. And the FCAT is like our EOGs or our EOCs, our end of the year curriculum tests and all of that. They don't have a senior exit. They don't have no thing that you got to do as a senior or whatever, and pass. Like, you just got to pass the FCAT. And I think they got one in ninth grade, and 10th grade. You don't have to take it every year. Like it's been, bro. It's people that have been telling me they've been trying to pass the FCAT since ninth grade, and I took it. And like every other test I've done in Charlotte or whatever, when I have a big test, I always start doing it, and then I end up falling asleep. Wake up, slob all on the test, all that, whatever. But I always wake up energized, and I same thing I did with the FCAT. Like, had me a big bag of hot Cheetos and Swedish fish, and that's back when I used to. I don't even eat those things now, mainly because of the food coloring in my teeth, and I ain't got time for that, man. I already need it, like 2 teeth pulled, 3 now, because I just chipped one. I'm like, while I was eating some empanadas my girl made about 3 days ago, I'm like, what the hell? Something tastes a little too crunchy in there. I'm like, I feel like a tooth. Went to the mirror, yeah, chipped the tooth. So I really need to get me some dental insurance and stuff, man. Like, but shout out to Cigna. I was finna, we can get you on the phone and then we can talk more. Okay, I got on the phone, get with somebody. Now y'all talking to me up here telling me like, oh yeah, this will be the best deal, this is the best deal. Then I go, I need major surgery. That's the only thing I was getting it for. I told him root canal, bro. I need to get tooth out of my mouth. So why would I have a waiting period? Why would I have a waiting period to sit up here and have to wait a year to get some major surgery on my mouth, bro? What's the point in that? Niggas is idiots, bro. I'm fucking them grave, like. We dropping. Nah, I'm playing. Niggas is idiots though. Phone them grave, bro. Like, so yeah, that's what's going on with me. Definitely got to get 3 teeth pulled. I really want to get all of these mugs out of my mouth, bro, because they used to be so white. And just, I always had that. People still say it's straight. That come from biting your nails and stuff, but I ain't really bothered by that. I want these all white and clean and fresh again, bro. Like, that's one thing that I'm very serious about is candy and sweets and sugar and doing all that type of stuff, giving it to my child. Don't do that. I don't care who you are, man. I just got into it with my mom about it. Well, I done got into it with her a couple times, like playing wise, but she know I ain't playing. And then she tried to give him some homemade lemonade after they done put more sugar in it. And I'm like, oh, anybody know their parents? If you know your parents or you know your kids, like you know that guilty face they give you when they sitting up there like, no, what? I ain't do this. I ain't do that. And they sitting there giving you that look, and you like, bro, I know you did. I know you did. You know what I'm saying? You sit here trying to smirk a little bit, like, I know you did. Giving them some soda or whatever she was giving them out of the little straw, and I'm like, bro, you don't get it. Like, I don't know if you're trying to sentence your grandchild to have root canals too, and kidney problems and diabetes, all of that type of stuff, bro. Like, time to break the system, dog. It's time to break that routine and that recycle of eating all of this damn processed foods, all the Tostinas pizzas and pizza rolls and hot pockets that niggas grew up on, and cup noodles and all the Doritos and Cheeto food coloring shits. Like, Lord forgive me, junk, man, junk, bruh. Cut that junk out, bruh. No grade. We can go right to my kitchen. You know what I'm saying? But we do not have that stuff in my house, man. Like, not in my system, not in my house, no none of that. Like, how mad I am. I had to give up stuff. Swedish fish, hot Cheeto, hot fries. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving up most of the oatmeal raisin cookies. I got artificial flavor. This artificial. Come on, bruh. Bad enough. Okay, pancakes still use syrup, so I'm going to get some real syrup, some real butter. But I ain't ODing like that. You know what I'm saying? Barely eating bacon, barely eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I have times where I go back on it. Like recently, within like the past month, we've been buying bacon, and you know what I'm saying. I'll indulge breakfast times. That's because we ain't had it in so long. You know what I'm saying? Ice cream and all that. We get that about every 3-4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like. Just trying to break the system, bruh. My child ain't gonna grow up on no apple juice. Go get you an apple. You know how many apples you done had in that little glass of orange juice that you drank? That's like, what? How many apples, bruh? How many apples does it take to juice that? You had the juice of about 10 apples. Your sugar, you over your daily value of the sugar. You know when they give you these, they give you the nutritional facts, and you see the percentage or whatever, whatever. That percentage is your daily value of what you're supposed to eat, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff be 55%. That's half of your carbs for the day. You're not supposed to go over that, bruh. So why is it giving you that so much of that? Because you're not supposed to have it. You know what I'm saying? Orange juice. You can drink a whole thing tall like this of orange juice. That's about 8, 9, 12 oranges, bruh. The juices of the orange. But you get fiber from actually eating it. You get the different, you know what I'm saying, properties and nutrients from actually eating that orange, bruh. And make sure your fruit have seeds in them for, like, for sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to pause. And I'm back. Had a back from break. Yeah, man, I can't even remember what I was talking about, but check this shirt out, man. It's so cool. I got it from the thrift store, actually. And all I know is whoever made it, I need to continue making it. All right, look at the back. Oh. Probably had it for like 3 years now. I just don't be wearing it. I don't wear it at all. I actually pride myself in that. People saying like, "Dang man, that's new." Nah, I just don't be wearing this stuff. So some of the stuff seem new for sure. Like it seemed new. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what other news and stuff we can get into. Let us see. It said, is this major city basically changing its ways after a spike in gun violence? Dozens of people were gathered outside a recent Sunday night listening to music and partying in the Bedford-Stuyvesant neighborhood of Brooklyn. Jay-Z, Biggie. Nah, I think that's more Biggie side of the bridge. Neighborhood of Brooklyn when 2 men walked up and opened fire, wounding 8. 10 minutes later, 3 teenagers were shot nearby in Cypress Hills. And the same night, 3 men in their 20s were wounded by gunfire in Springfield Gardens, Queens. The mid-August night was just the latest grim evidence of a year-long wave of gun violence that has confronted the city. But amid the drumbeat of reports of shootings, experts who study the issue say that recent gun violence data has shown a downward trend. July saw considerably fewer shootings than those months in 2020, experts note, and the numbers have not reached the stark levels many feared they might. As the city reopened, the number of shooting incidents in June and July dropped to 323 this time. Mayor Bill de Blasio and the police commissioner Dermot F. Shea have both touted the lower summer monthly totals as a positive sign and have pointed to the increase in gun arrests between this year and last year. Yeah, the arrests dropped dramatically. Yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. It is what it is when it comes to that. I don't know. Of course, I have an opinion about guns, but I don't have an opinion on every dude that got shot. Of course, man, I can look at it from God's ways of like we're not supposed to take each other's lives, and things could probably be solved out. Most of it's probably over girls. A lot of niggas get clapped over a dime. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know those incidents. I don't know what's been going on. I don't know if, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. So all I can say is, bro, throw them hands if y'all wanna. You know what I'm saying? And then if you're not doing that, don't just shoot in the crowds. Don't just shoot around innocent people like the 6 and 7 year old little girl that got gunned down in Chicago in the past week and a half, 2 weeks. Like, that's senseless violence, bro. That's senseless. Little kids doing their own thing, probably thinking about Duck Duck Goose or whatever show that they was watching, Wonder Pets. I can't even name a new show. You know what I'm saying? Like something that they mind on something different. They mind on TikTok or the new dance that came out or you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Scooby Doo or whatever. And they can't even be kids, bro. These kids can't even be kids, man. And don't use the excuse me. I ain't one kid. I ain't have a chance to be a kid. Yeah, me neither. But that don't mean I'm out here trying to take kids' lives and effing it up. I'm making sure mine had lived as a kid. I'm making sure mine get to fumble and dribble and pitch and volleyball and tennis and race cars and boxing and you know what I'm saying? Different things, man. Just different things, bruh. Like read books and give my kid all kind of different avenues to like just express himself. Cause we are not a monolith, bruh. Like black people, we are not a monolith. We got dudes who, and I love seeing it on Twitter where they like, yo, now think about if dude was in gymnastics. Like, yeah, he'd be raw. Think how many black dudes, how many dudes y'all love Call of Duty and all that type of stuff. I'm pretty sure some people like it for the actual action. I'm pretty sure other people like it because they get to, mess around with guns and buy guns, they favorite guns, whatever they messing with. You know what I'm saying? Like GTA. Some dudes love it because of the cars. Some dudes love it because of the chaos. But you get to buy shoes and be teamed up and clothes and all that type of stuff. And like I said, a lot of dudes like it because of the cars. So we not in a monolith, bro. You never know what your homie or your son or your uncle or whatever would have been into if they ain't never even had that toxic masculinity. Excuse me. If they ain't never have that toxic masculinity portrayed on them since a kid, so they not scared, but they reluctant to tell you that they into braiding hair. They reluctant to tell you into whatever, whatever, whatever. And if you know a straight nigga when you see one, if you see a straight nigga braiding hair, you'll ask that nigga like, bro, how much bread you making? Remember like off a beauty salon? Remember that beauty salon? The nigga that was niggas be fronting on him, but the nigga was buff enough to where a nigga ain't fronting on him like in his face type junk, cause you'll get checked for sure. But the nigga making bank, and then you see girls just lined up to him. Why? Cause they just want to be touched by him. They just want to be in his presence, talk to him, do that type of stuff. Nigga, this girl's making 150 per head type junk. You know what I'm saying? And they taking hours and hours and hours. But it's also girls that's making 1,000 a head. No cap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bruh. Like, everything ain't gay, everything ain't soft, or we black, we don't do that. Nigga, we do everything. If you ain't get that yet by now, nigga, we built pyramids, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like we was the one stitching these joints. We was the one making our houses and we was the one, you know what I'm saying? And everybody as man, we got the capabilities, period. And as black men, we are definitely capable, bruh. Like of a lot more things than just dribble, juke, truck stick, dancing, rapping. We way more, you know what I'm saying? We way more capable of that, bruh. On fun and grade, bruh. Nah, let me stop. I'm always playing. We way more capable than that. You know what I'm saying? Black women discovered the GPS. She came up with the GPS system. Not the one we use now, but the idea of it. The idea of the toilet, a nigga created. The idea of a traffic signal, a black person created. Peanut butter, come on, bruh. A black person created. So, hey man, let your kid be that electrical engineer, man. Let them be a doctor. Let them be a masseuse. Let them be a gardener. Let them, you know what I'm saying? Like, Yeah, your boy ain't always got to be a doctor, lawyer, or a basketball player. Like, you ain't got to put those dreams in his head all the time. Hey, you want to work on trucks? Oh, you don't want to do that. You want to be a mayor? You don't want to do that. You want to be a caregiver, caretaker? You know what I'm saying? You want to be a jewelry man? You want to learn how to clean the mugs? You want to learn how to pierce? You want to learn how to tattoo? You draw? You do whatever. You know what I'm saying? Let's open up our horizons and do that, man. For sure, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Um, I don't think I got really anything else to say to y'all without being forced and just coming up with random topics and stuff like that. So I'm gonna holler at y'all next week, man. I guess I won't say she flaked out. I don't know what she had to do, but we got some. I got a couple games that I want to play, and so we're saving for next guest. I think it's called This or That, and then I got one that's called For the Rest of Your Life. You can guess what those are about. But yeah, man, stay tuned. Um, by the time this come out, yeah, I ain't even gonna announce nothing because all the other episodes are gonna be out. Um, yeah, man, peace, love. Don't use too much hair grease. You know what I'm saying? Don't use too much lotion while you're in the sun. You're gonna sweat a lot on for them grave, and then mosquitoes gonna be on you, flies gonna be on you, all that type of stuff. I'm cutting this part out. Yeah, man. Spill Talks. It's been real. Love y'all. Love to all my supporters and different stuff like that. You want to donate? You can text POURIT POURIT to 202-858-1233. Text POURIT to 202-858-1233. The link is in the descriptions and all of that type of stuff on YouTube, man. I'm tired. I was falling asleep in the car waiting for the mail. Actually waiting for this stuff to arrive because I want to do a couple mukbangs with me and my lady. Some cool stuff. So, yeah, man, that's one thing I could announce. Hopefully my stuff get here today. It's saying it's getting here today. But then I'm looking and I'm like, nigga, it's still in California. You know, from China. But, hey, man, man, when it arrives, you will know. Instagram will be notified. Pictures will be posted. Instagram.com/Spill Talks Podcast. Spill Talks TV on YouTube. Or you can search Spill Talks Podcast. Put that in the Spotify. Put that in everywhere. Stay in tune, man. Let us know how we can improve. Leave us a couple voice messages. You will be played on the show. Shout your social medias out or whatever you want to do. Keep us posted, man. Send us some news. Send us some more confessions. While you were sleeping next episode. I'm definitely going to make sure I do that. Yeah, man, stay blessed. We out.